Okay, we are live again. This is our second video on Leah Hickman. We're kind of a few minutes late, but it's been a long day. Like I said, we're going to talk about the week gap. She kind of still clueless on this.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Said that it took a week to find her body. That was from the other day. Sorry, there's still stuff popping up on here that she's not, that I told her about and she forgot. Okay, but like that, it took a week to find her body. So, from what I've read, heard and all that. But one reason could be where at the time it was labeled, she was a missing person and no danger it was suspected at the time. So that pretty accurate, I could see, because they're not really going to look, too hard if they're thinking she's missing. So they're just going to wait till she shows up because she was an adult. So
Well, yeah, they probably wouldn't think that. Like, she probably wasn't the type of person they thought someone was going to kill.
yeah, that's kind
Like,
of
you
the way I
know
look
how,
at it.
like, sometimes, like, they just kind of assume that the person could be in danger. They probably didn't think that she was because she was, like, such a good person.
Yeah, I can see that. I think my notes are all jumbled up.
With bad handwriting.
I know. Okay, but this kind of leads me into, could she have been placed there after the first search? I've seen a lot of people kind of wonder this. Me personally, until her body was found, and they're like, okay, it's a homicide. Apartment. Well, yeah, to the apartment. So there was and I've read that there was a smell of her decaying, and it makes me wonder though, because it was stated the apartment waiting on her to come back, or if they heard anything from her. So if there was a smell coming from the crawl space, wouldn't they have smelled it in that time frame?
Um, well, I don't know. Gacy had all those bodies under his house and eventually started to, not after a week, but like it eventually started to, and he blamed it on like sewage pipes or something. So, like, someone may have thought that,
I don't know though.
or like
Well,
anything,
possibly.
because it was an apartment building, right? Like a house, but like apartments.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
I thought I showed you the picture.
well, I looked it up myself. I saw the picture, but who are you telling me?
I don't know the two people watching.
Oh.
um, I don't know.
But do you know what I mean? Like somebody could be like, "Oh,
Well,
well,
maybe there really wasn't a
sewage."
smell though. There is that possibility.
I don't know if there really would have been a smell after like a week.
Well,
I'll look it up on the Asking a Mortician.
that in our next video, because I'm releasing a vlog tomorrow. After done an interview on the porch. I can't remember which one was it for. NBC maybe. I think. Whatever one she did, I'm pretty sure they think their sister's basically right there. Um, One thing I kind of get to, which a lot of people's kind of wondered this, the apartment was 4 units. Okay, two were vacant. One was occupied by Leah and her sister, which was from everything I've read, was the top right when you're facing, looking straight at it, top right. Sorry if we repeat ourselves in these videos, because there's a lot of stuff to cover. A lot of things have been, like I said, told differently. But the other person, I don't know which one they had rented out, but they were out of town, and I'm not sure when they returned. So there was really nobody there, when Leah, went missing and was murdered, because they're still assuming she was murdered on the 14th, the last day that she was seen alive. So, like I said, I don't know if her sister and mom stayed there.
Did the medical examiner determine that?
Yeah, after they.
Okay.
That's basically they figured. I don't know if
you kind of made it sound like a guess. I was just wondering, like, was that determined what date of death?
To be honest with you, now that I think about it, it might not have actually been determined. I can't. Um,
Because I mean, like I know they can tell when people die, like the time frame.
yeah. I'm trying to think because I think the only way, every way I've read it, the way it's been phrased was like they just assumed that was the last. But it is probably proven if they said it, if the
Okay,
police said
yeah,
it,
yeah.
that's probably what it would have been. I think. Um, so like I said, we're looking at did the mother and sister stay there for that week, which the sister might have. Did live there, and was there really a smell? Okay, so for me personally, I kind of don't see her being moved there after the first search, whether they done a really deep, thorough search of the building, because I read that they have, and I read that they didn't, just because, like I said, it was a missing person case. But you would think, though, all the eyes would be on the building. Even if it wasn't police, you'd still think the neighbors would be looking out. Somebody always like looking there because we'll go more into it later on in a video. But that's my personal opinion. Is they would have been worried the whole week. Wondering like, is she missing? Is you got a young girl that went missing in your town, so. But the only time I could maybe think would be, maybe late at night, and maybe kind of, didn't see the killer. But you'd still think the killer wouldn't go back unless they knew. Like I don't know, because I mean it'd been too risky on. Like if it's out in the middle of nowhere, yeah, I could see going back if you went and moved them, but it'd be risky because you never know.
Well, they could pose as like a maintenance person. It was where the laundry stuff was. Like it wouldn't be that hard.
Well, we'll go more into the maintenance because there was
Oh.
them doing stuff on the
Well,
building.
I'm saying like you could pose to move it back in there and be like, oh, this is my tools. It's done that before. I don't know if our connection is messed up. Well, it went away, so.
Okay, we might have done it twice.
Our internet isn't really that great.
Yeah, our local internet sucks. But like even if it was contractors, anything, you're still looking at. They're like, we weren't there. But if they were there, and the neighbor's like, I saw you there, and they're like, yeah, we were there. Then why didn't they hear something? Like that's the thing. I like I said, I think it's too risky. I think whatever happened, like
could be done though.
If she died on the 14th, like between roughly whenever she got back to her apartment, I think her body was placed there, and that's where she stayed until they found her.
But the moving thing would explain the dogs.
We'll go more into that because I'm still kind of clueless.
Well, I'm just saying, like it would definitely be risky, but it's possible to do.
It's possible. Like I'll give that chance that it is possible. This leads me to a comment I read about a neighbor said he would sit on his porch all the time. He said he didn't know. Oh wait, hold on. He didn't know how he didn't see anything at all. But doing a quick search of the area, and I've been to the area years ago, it's got houses like all around. Like you're basically might as well say if I laid down, I'd be touching the other house. Like that's how close the apartments are. And you got right across the street, one's behind it, one's across the road. But my only issue is this. He's saying why he didn't see anything. If we're looking at she got back to the apartment at 6 o'clock, none of the houses that I've seen in that area had enclosed porches. So I don't know why. I don't know how old the man is. I'm not trying to discredit him. But reading about the temperature that day, it was in the low 40s. That was the high for the day. And by the time, this possibly went down with Leah, it was in the mid 30s. Now, if he went out and, smoke breaks, something like that, yeah, I could see.
Smoker, yeah,
yeah, but I don't see, I'm young, but I'm not going to sit outside in 30-degree weather unless I'm in an enclosed area. He could have had a heater maybe sitting there on.
I guess he was just tougher than you.
True. To my papa, like he sits out on the porch, but not really in cold weather like he does when he smokes. But he like during the summer and stuff, he'd sit out there and have like a fan or something on. Like the dude could have had a heater on him.
Mr. Judgy.
Maybe he could have been looking out a window all the time. So
Well, he said he sat on the porch.
that's what I'm thinking of. But yeah, I just don't know. It would be kind of cold for me
Maybe
personally.
he liked it.
Um, but to go into the temperature, from what I looked up, it said on the 15th it was around 39 was the high. Sunday was 43. Monday was 30, and Tuesday was 42. Wednesday was 50. Thursday was 46, and the 21st was 51. So fairly, basically what we're doing now, right? Temperature now fluctuates like that.
Yeah.
So, see, that's what I'm kind of wondering too. With like, if there was a smell, like, yeah, a week's a long time, but
But is it for a body in that temperature?
yeah, like the temperature, like 50s, pretty good for like. There's people living other states, it's hot all year round. Come here, 50's cold to them. To us, we're out in shorts and t-shirt.
Can you post on YouTube like without a video? Is that a thing?
What?
Like posting on YouTube, like just like a status?
What?
Because I can ask the lady I watch on YouTube that educates people about deaths and like bodies and stuff like that, and we can let them know later when I get an answer.
I could leave it in a comment, or we could talk about it in the next video.
Oh yeah, you can comment it and pin it. Sorry, off topic. Not really.
But yeah, even like, because you're thinking though the crawl space is still going to be a little chill to it.
Oh yeah, it's cold under a house.
And it's already, cold, so how much it actually
especially
warms
like
up.
with that kind of like, I don't want to say wet, but it's more like damp under a house for some reason, like, you know what I mean?
And this one kind of had me clueless. I read someone worked at a retirement home near there. I don't know if it was one of the houses, maybe, but they were told not to go outside. I don't know if they were told by the police not to go outside or just workers there, unless they were with someone else. Because the police always said, this was just basically they knew who Leah was. Whoever done it, they knew Leah, knew the apartment. So this was not a random act. They were set on killing her. So was this the police telling them that? Or is this, like I said, just their bosses saying, hey, don't go out just for safety precaution? So that's what I'm not getting with that comment.
Why would they not go out?
Like if they went out for a smoke break or something, be with somebody else. Like there was like a worry that a killer was on the loose, even though the police warned everybody there wasn't. You know what I mean?
Who told them
Who told them what?
to not go outside?
I don't know. It just said so they were told not to go outside.
That's
So that's why I'm assuming it was probably the company itself, that whoever was in the nursing home. I said we'd go more into the dog thing that you brought up. In the Nancy Drew episode, a police officer that was over this would say this: West Virginia State Police brought down a bloodhound, and we attempted. We got a scent in the house, but ended in the driveway of the home. And we could not pick up a scent in the perimeter of the area. We talked about this in the last episode, and this was quoted of what he said on Nancy Drew. This was on the 20th of 2007 when this was released. So, they brought a bloodhound. See, if they got a scent in the house,
because she lived there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they get the scent because she lived there, or what?
It really could have been because she was just there earlier that day, anyways.
Yeah, but like, did they?
Like, even if she didn't live there, they probably would have picked it up because she was there.
Because we talked about it in the last episode about where it ended at the driveway, but was it her leaving from her car into the apartment? And that's just what the dog did, was basically retracing her steps from. And if they didn't start from the car and they started in the apartment, so it basically it started there and going. But it kind of proves, though, too, that if it wasn't picked around the perimeter, that kind of makes me wonder. Hold on, we got a comment. Thank you for commenting. I follow a crime scene cleanup page on Instagram. They have some pretty gruesome decomposing from bodies. Maybe they can help with some information on the decomposition of a body.
Oh, cool. Could you send us the screen name?
Because I know that you got like I've tried contacting. Is it Tennessee? Is it Tennessee that's got the farm?
Yeah.
I've tried contacting them over the Samantha Burns case, and they never got back with me, sadly. Which you're looking at because I've read too that it did rain,
Okay.
but I can't remember if that said anything on this when I looked up the weather.
I
So
think she went to look at the news.
possibly. But is there anything else you want to add?
Well, let's wait and let her come back.
I know what else do you?
I just think because when we watched the Todd Colehip thing,
Mhm.
and they had cadaver dogs, and they said that if there's bones or like if there was any human remains, like it would find it,
Mhm.
like regardless of time. Like I wonder if that's the same kind of dogs they use, or if it's different.
Bloodhounds are more for
Because if it's the
living.
same,
Cadaver dogs, I don't think bloodhounds. I don't know if they're probably are. Some of them might be trained, but these are probably just because they're looking for a missing
this is
person.
just like strictly for scent.
Yeah, they probably like hear smell these clothes, and
Okay.
that's what I'm thinking. The only thing.
Yeah, I was just thinking like that it gives it a good amount of time. Or I thought, I don't know. I don't know a lot about the dogs they use.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Like, and it's never really been said what the dogs were an expert at because they're like, well, the dogs, it's not like it just happens basically if we don't find them.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm like overall, I'm still thinking she wasn't moved, that she was there from the start.
I don't know. I mean, I
I'm
I
not.
don't
I'm
think
not.
she was, but very well could have been. Like, it's not impossible. Like, all you'd have to do is pose as someone. Like, it would not. I don't think it would be that hard.
Well, I'm not fully closing the door on that, but I still think she was there.
I
Like,
mean, I think it's a real. Like, I don't know if I could say it didn't happen. I don't know. Like, that's like what I would do. I just pretend because they're not gonna search somewhere they already searched. Well, they did, but okay, cool. Thank you. I love stuff like that.
I don't think I've heard of that actually.
Yeah, I cannot wait to look at that.
Uh, well, since we're talking, I'll go ahead and discuss this because I was going to do it in the next video. So we're looking at dogs in pick of scent. Besides driveway and well, I'm assuming because her car was parked beside the street, so I'm still assuming that. But a lot of things I've read, there was no evidence inside or outside of the apartment, and because what we mentioned about the car door being slightly open, it'd be basically like when the kids don't shut it all the way. It's just
Yeah.
that's the way I understood it. But could that be a sign of something? You'd think though, if someone caught her from outside, someone would notice, or the killer would be afraid to be seen. Because I'm sure Leah would have screamed if it was a stranger. So
Unless they grabbed her to where she couldn't, like when you walk up behind somebody and just like.
yeah,
What are you doing?
I was looking for a pen.
What do
Wait,
you want to do?
I have one here. I think. You can continue.
But yeah, like if someone like walks up behind you and you're caught off guard, if they put their hand like over your mouth and your nose, like you're really not gonna make that loud of a noise.
Yeah,
Like you
but
can still be like, whatever, but I don't think anyone like across the street or something's gonna hear you.
yeah, you don't. Well, we'll discuss it more. But you really it's like I said. When I told you I lay down, touch the next house. Like you would think, especially if she was killed shortly after she arrived back at her apartment
Well, I
or
mean, someone
whatever.
that like really overpowers you and like, you know, you're not gonna be able to make that noise.
True, but you would think though, because it's not like if it was like after midnight, then I could see it. But you're looking at
Well, I know it's kind of like not really
because
middle
the
of the day,
time
but
frame because I've never actually seen a set time, but you're still looking between 6 to 9 possibly.
yeah.
And if that's the case, then that's pretty early, I think. We're up late, but a lot of people's up, at least by 9, and they can, walk by the window and be like, "Hey, somebody's, kidnapping that girl across the street."
Maybe no one. I don't know. Maybe people didn't notice, or maybe someone was too afraid to say anything.
Well, that does happen a lot. People
Yeah.
witness this stuff every day, and then be like, "Oh, but I think I'm just gonna keep on going."
It could have been someone like that was recognized in the community as like a bad person. Like how those communities have people that are like, "Oh,
Well,
I run this, be scared." Like
that's what it could be too. With that's what I'm saying. Like if somebody,
I don't want to say gang member because I don't really know if there's any gangs in Huntington, but like you know what I mean. Like that's typically what it is. Like the head gang member is like all scary to people, and people won't say the bad stuff they do.
yeah. The only thing I could think of would be if, say, she was caught outside, and if somebody did see it, they could have got lucky though. They could have got lucky and nobody seen them. But if somebody would have seen them, then it was somebody that was known in the area, and then they could just be like, "Hey, just walk her in," because they're used to being there. So very possibility.
Yeah.
But I guess this is going to wrap this video up. And like I said, I'll be posting the blog some point tomorrow. And our next live video will be roughly around the same time. As long as our kids should be in bed. They were a little later getting to bed, but not too bad. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.